I use my coffee cups as little tripods all the time. Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today's gonna be pretty casual. As you can see, I am working from my laptop and I am getting some prints ready for a wholesale order from one of my favorite shops, Leela Market. They are so awesome. I've shared them at least twice on the vlog before, and they have a gorgeous shop in Old Town Scottsdale. Best owners ever, David and Leanne, love them. But like all summer, they remodeled the store and closed it down, and they did this big buying trip all across the country, which I think is really their unique gift. Is like they're so good at selecting product for the store and finding things that no one else has. They have like a mix of like you know, clothing brands that we're familiar with. Like I have a really cool Billabong set that I got from there, which I think is, first of all, side note, really cool because you don't see Billabong very many places anymore, and I love the pieces I got. But they'll also like get really cool vintage stuff and like things no one has ever seen before. And they're from Florida and like East Coast originally, so they just have like a different style, and then they bring something new to the Southwest, which is just really awesome. But anyway, they remodeled all summer and then they reopened, so they placed a big order from me, and they're so awesome. They always like really highlight my work really well in their store, so that's an honor, first of all. And then they are like so cool at like displaying my work, and they told me that they have a new like display they worked on for my work with like a longer wall, I think, and they got a wider variety of like prints and cards. They always have a really big variety, but I think they went even wider this time, so they're gonna have like so much more variety on the wall, which is incredible. And I cannot wait until I am back in Arizona from Minneapolis to see what they've gotten up to. So all that to say, we delivered like part of their order, like a big chunk of it, but I have some prints I needed to order, so I'm getting those all set up on my computer right now, which is why I'm focusing so much. Sorry I'm not looking at you. It's gonna be casual, like I said, because I'm just concentrating. But the reason I pulled out the camera was because today is one of those moments where like I want to record purely for myself and my memories, which I do that all the time. I think that's really why I'm drawn to vlogging, is because I love the idea of documentation. I love scrapbooking. I love Instagram. I've loved Instagram from the beginning purely because it was like a scrapbook that was digital and you could also share. But it is such an awesome way to catalog memories. And I can't tell you guys how many times I'm like looking for a photo or like a memory or something, and I can remember that I Instagrammed it because I'm so visual. And then I'm able to go find it. And I just love that it's like this whole grid of memories, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's also why I like vlogging in many ways. Of course, I do it for my business to share with you guys also, but today was a day that I really wanted to document and remember how I'm feeling for myself. And that's because today is the day that my children's book is releasing on my website. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's really cool. Sorry, Jake is texting me. And now my phone goes off. Oh, okay. Okay, we're going crazy here. The children's book releases today on my website, so it's going to be available now. When you're watching this, it's available now. And like, I've had my proof copy for a while, and then I've had my whole inventory of books to ship out to you guys for like a week and a half. And so I can say like I'm a published illustrator, but like it doesn't feel real until I can start getting it in your guys' hands and it's on my own website. And today it feels real. So I'm vlogging because I want to remember this moment and talk a little bit about how I feel and like how shocked I feel, I guess is a good way to say it. I don't know, like I guess I don't feel shocked because I have been working on this book for a long time. I initially got on the phone with the author of the book January of 2017. It's a long time ago. It's August. No. It's September 2018. We're nearly 2 years since that phone call. And when we had that phone call, she read me the story of her book, Rosa Gets It Right. She had it all written over the phone. And when I got on the call, I had a little bit of self-doubt, I will admit. I had never done such a large project that I knew would be so long-term. And the book has 32 illustrations plus the front and back cover designs. The cover features like Mexican tile that is in her mom's kitchen in the book right here. So that's where that motif comes from. I really like that little detail. But I had never done such a big project because it has 32 illustrations plus the covers. It's 34 pieces of original art. You know, on a deadline, I was delivering like 4 illustrations a month. And so I remember I was a little bit nervous to take that on. You know, like today I would feel comfortable doing it. I'm older, wiser. Also, I've had the book under my belt, so I know I could do it again. At the time, I was nervous, and also to do illustrations of people and very many different characters. You know, she has her mom and her dad, and then brothers, and the librarian are all characters in the book, and then she also has a little dog. And I was like, can I really like do all of this? Can I handle it? And I just remember so clearly that she read me the story over the phone. I fell in love with it and it was so charming. And I was like sitting in my living room at the time, like in my chair. So I was totally concentrating. And I just remember the story like came to life behind my eyes. And actually, the first illustration that I did once we started working together was this illustration where she's in her bed. And there is like this, I'll show you the illustration. This is it. And she has this like beautiful serape blanket. The story is set in 1940s Mexico. So she gave me so much freedom with color and cacti. Like there's pink cacti in the book, which is like so me, you know? And I remember that picture, that image of her in bed with the serape blanket just came to me. And then the whole story was unfolding visually behind my eyes. Like I almost felt like I had already illustrated it, which like kind of gets me emotional actually to think about, because in that moment like I felt capable and I felt confident and I knew I could do it. And then to be here, you know, how many months, 21 months later, just mind-blowing really. And I like saw that book come to life before my eyes and now I'm holding it. Like, it's emotional. It's emotional because I'm so happy and I'm so proud. And like, of course I'm proud of myself. And I'm so grateful to be able to do things like this because it was a long-term project. And then I was also still running all of my other client work and like all of my shop products and everything. But not only do I feel proud, like I just feel so grateful that this opportunity came to me. The way that I met the author, Nancy Rivest Green, she's an author in Flagstaff, Arizona. So we're both local, which is really cool. Very, very special to me. Her friend, also named Nancy, was a client of mine who I had done a logo and some branding elements for her essential oil business. And then Nancy and both of the Nancys were in the same book club, and she was like, hey, I have this friend that just wrote a children's book. Like, would you ever be open to illustrating it for her? And like, I will tell you that I was like, first of all, very honored that she would even think of me. And I was so excited, but I thought that like maybe she would have like all these other people that she was screening, and like I thought like, okay, like I'll absolutely get on the phone with her and I'll learn more about it, but I like really didn't think I would get picked, I guess is what I'm saying. So like that is just the stars really aligning, because I had to have that client, she had to think of me for it, they had to be in this book club. Like, I don't know, there's like so many what ifs, and like I don't super believe in what ifs in life because like everything just happens and it happens and you can't go back, but like, oh, it was so special. And such a wonderful person, both of them, my client and then the author Nancy, such wonderful people, very admirable women doing businesses on their own like myself. And for her to work with me, having not been like a children's book illustrator already, and to put that faith in me was incredible. And like I'm hoping I can say that that will open so many opportunities for me in the future, because I would love to do more children's books in the future, maybe even my own. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I have like a couple, I actually have 3 story ideas, but I don't know if she will understand like the extent of like what that could do for me in the future to do more children's books. And like maybe there will even be a day where I can say I've done like 10, you know, that would be pretty crazy. But it's just wow, it's a wow moment. I feel like normally I would be a lot more emotional than this. I'm a very emotional person, not like, oh, I'm emotional and like hard to like get along with. Like I'm very chill, I would say. Like my friend the other day described me as very mellow, and Jake is very mellow, which I think is a pretty good description of us. But I get emotional about like special things, about my family. Like sometimes I just think about like, oh, what like a nice family I have, and I can start crying. Like that's what I would describe myself as. So anyway, normally I would be even more emotional, but I feel like since it's been such a long process and I've had different stages with the book, like getting the proofs and then getting the copies, like I don't know, I think it's like kind of been spread out over time, which is good for me because then I would just be like a mess. But maybe I will be emotional later when I start like shipping out the books like today and tomorrow. Right now it's noon and I'm gonna release the book at 3, and I'm just kind of like keeping myself busy with all my other work because I can't like sit and think about it so much because I'm just like overwhelmed. And I'm like staring at a stack of the books right now. Here, you guys can see, first of all, doesn't this look pretty nice? I like just rearranged that. But there's my stack of books, and then where's the box? Oh, down here, this box has a bunch more. So I'm just looking at those, and I don't know, I also like think the response to this book has been really great. Like I've never gotten so many messages of people being like, when's it coming out? And like, I can't wait to buy it for my niece or my granddaughter or my cousin or my sister or my classroom. Like people are gonna put it in their classroom. It's so cool. One of my best friends wants it for her classroom, and that's special. I just, whoo, I can't think about it too hard. I'm so grateful. Actually, this is not the first time I've cried on camera. I know. I think when I got my my studio space I used to have in Scottsdale, I know I cried on camera in that video too. Oh my gosh. But I also don't believe in like not crying. Like I'm not the kind of person that's like, don't cry. Like sometimes you just have to like, I think it's really healthy to do it, especially when it's happy tears. Actually, part of the reason I got emotional was because of what's in the book. And Nancy, the author, was so sweet to give me a dedication in the book. So hers is here and mine is below. And mine says, to my parents, Stephanie and Steve, for always encouraging my creativity. And that's what gets me really emotional. I am, ooh, oh my God, I did not think this was gonna happen. I am so close with my parents. I'm an only child, so I'm very close with them. We have like the best relationship ever, and I just love them so much. Like growing up, we were always just like a team, you know, the 3 of us, which was really special. And my whole life has just been the 3 of us, and I always just feel like it was kind of like us against the world, and it still is. And my parents were so encouraging of like who I wanted to be and anything I wanted to do. My parents, you know, I had all the craft supplies. I had like all the Lisa Frank stuff. I was always making stuff. And like my poor dad, he is a very clean, neat person. And I was like the opposite of that. Like I'm not a messy person, but I just always had projects out. And then I would have like 4 projects going at once, and I didn't want to put one of them away because I always wanted to keep working on each of them, which is kind of how I am now in my studio. Like I have 3 different stations, and I always have like a different project going on each one, and then like 5 projects going on my computer. He was like very understanding of that. So anyway, like they always encouraged me and like supported me in like anything I wanted to do. And you guys know I went to architecture school. That's what my degree is in. And I remember when I started feeling like architecture probably wasn't going to be the path I wanted to do for my career, and my business was like growing, but not enough at the time to be my full-time job. But I remember at one point I said to my dad, would you be disappointed if like I didn't use my architecture degree and I was just creating art all the time? And my dad was like, no, of course not. Like your architecture degree has helped you be creative and so visual, and has been so influential in like you learning Photoshop and learning how to do a website and like everything. And he has always said, like, my greatest joy for you would be to run your own business. And like that kind of support is like very incredible. And I worked out of my childhood bedroom for a long time. I graduated college in June of 2015, and then I took my business full time. November, December, I was thinking about it of 2015, and then January, I remember I made like the official, I think January I was officially, and I didn't like tell people until like April, I think, like on my personal Facebook page. But like I consider January 2016 when I went full time. So we're almost at 3 years now. That's crazy. But anyway, like I was like living at home for that 6 months, and I was kind of looking for jobs, but I was just running my business, and I was able to just save my money because I lived at home and ate at home. And so even though I was only making like a part-time income, it was like okay because I had that. For my parents to be that awesome is like so cool. And I'll never forget, I once went to a friend's birthday dinner, and I had like met this girl that I had never met before, and she was like, oh, like where do you live, blah blah blah. And I remember I was like embarrassed to say I lived at home because I didn't think it was admirable. Looking back now, it was like such a gift, and like helped me be able to have my business full time later because I saved money. But I remember I told her I lived at home, and I remember she said, oh my god, you're so lucky. I wish I could live at home. My parents won't let me live at home, and if I did, they charge me like super high rent. And I also think they like didn't want her to live at home. And I was like, oh my god. So that really put things into perspective for me, because I was like, holy moly, like this girl wants to live at home and her parents won't even let her. And I'm pretty sure we were the same age. Like it wasn't like, you know, she was 40 and they were ready to kick her out and she needed to be independent. Like, you know, she was young. So anyway, I'm getting very sidetracked, but I just want to record these thoughts for myself because like these are things like really special memories to me that I think about often, but I just want to record them in case one day in the future I like forget how I'm feeling right now, you know? When I have that dedication in the book, I 100% mean it because my parents have encouraged me every step of the way. And my mom always says, like, when I was little, like all she had to have was crayons in her purse and I would be content like anywhere we went. Because it's true, like I just want to be making something all the time, and I'm still the same way. Like I have a really hard time just watching TV because I want to be making something, and I love, not even like I'm kind of a busybody, like I want to be busy. Is that the right word? I feel like that means you're nosy. I don't know. I just like to be, I like to be moving, you know? But it's not just that. Like I don't want to be just like doing something boring. Like I want to be like doing the process and then have a finished product in my hand. Like it's so satisfying to me. So I've always been like that, and to do it all day long for my job, even though there's a lot of things thrown in that are not creative and they're just like, you know, busy work or admin or emails, like all of it is this like beautiful puzzle that like all fits together to be this incredible job that like is unbelievable. Like a big part of the reason I went to architecture school was I wanted to challenge myself, and I'm so glad I did it. But when I was, you know, 17, I had no idea how to make art into a career, and I think I always like never 100% considered it because I didn't think it could be. And the internet has changed that a ton. I think it's so possible now, and like to connect with like such a wide audience of people. But like I never thought it was possible when I was a kid, and like I even have these like papers that like from when I was 6 years old, like school activities, I said I wanted to be an artist for my job. But like I even remember them being so young, being like, oh, I don't even know like how you become that, you know? Cannot believe like I'm sitting here doing this. And like I always say, I hope that I can be doing this until the day I die, like until I'm like 70, 80, 90, 100, hopefully. Because it's such a gift to be able to create things for yourself. And like even if it's not creative, like to be able to create, I don't know, to be able to create a family, like to be able to create a business, create your life, like I don't know. I don't know. It's incredible. So I wanted to like remember this moment because so many factors in my life have added up to getting to this place, and especially from my parents and the way I was raised, and then, you know, in combination with my own like hard work and determination, and then really great clients and people and referrals and just like some serendipity and some, you know, universe stuff. It like all comes together and I'm just blown away. And I'm so happy. Oh, I'm gonna cry again. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm just gonna focus on how happy I am because this is like one piece of my business. Even without this, I'd be so happy with what I have. You know, you guys watching me, so cool. So cool. I can't even go into that because I'll cry about that too. Like, that's special. And then, you know, the fact that I have a product line and stores to carry my work, like it's almost too much for me to like think about, you know. So this is, I'm not saying that like this is the one thing that like made this all worth it. Like this is one exciting part, you know, but I can only hope it goes up from here, you know. Like I hope that this is the first of many books, you know, or maybe other things, who knows. It's just, it's great. So if you have watched this whole thing, thank you. It's a little bit self-serving. I just want this for my own memories, but I figure I will share it with you because it's a big part of my story. And I hope that my gratitude is coming through this video because it is more than I can measure or explain or describe or put into words. It's just an incredible feeling, an incredible feeling. And I also just have to say that like sometimes recently I used to feel like kind of guilty that like I felt like a lot of my identity was caught up in my job, but like I don't feel guilty about that because like my job is like so me. It's like who I am. Like artwork is so personal, so like I feel like every time I make something or someone buys something, like they have a piece of me. As far as like my job being my identity, like it's true and it is, and that's awesome. And like there have been like times, like anytime I'm like down or low, like my job has really pushed through for me and like been the constant in my life, and like my creativity has like brought me so much joy that like it's very special to know that like I always have something with my own two hands in my brain that can make me happy and make others happy too. Like what a gift. I how did I get so lucky to like have this gift? I don't know. I don't know, because a lot of it has been practiced and built up over time, but like there's a lot of this that is just like naturally in me, like I said, from a young age. So like what a special privilege I have. I can't believe it. And if I didn't have something within myself like that, I don't know where I would be or like who I would be or how I would feel. It's just fascinating. So if I can encourage you to do one thing today, it's, you know, look back into your childhood, see what you loved, and maybe get back in touch with something that you love, or even if it's not from your childhood, just like pursue something you're passionate about, because you will never know what is possible. You cannot see into the future, but when you look back a few years, you're gonna say, holy shit, what an incredible place I've gotten to. It's just indescribable. It's so cool. So I hope my gratitude comes through here, guys. This is crazy. I didn't think that like I'd be talking this much. I kind of like thought I was gonna be quieter because I was focusing on my work, but I had to pause on that because I just had more to say. Yeah, thank you for watching. This is so cool. And I hope it's gonna be a good message for you. And also, I hope it can be my way of saying thank you for being here. And I've always said, like, if you guys show up for me and you wanna be here, like I will show up for you. And if you want to enjoy my art, I will keep making it for you. I have to like thank you in some way for being here. And the best way I know how is just to keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully keep having cool opportunities to share with you. Just like this one. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.